because I was trained as a writer and as a librarian, but as a practicing Christian, I firmly feel that the UFO message has a good deal to offer to anyone who is either a Christian or not. The spiritual has often disturbed those who attempt to go to church and don't find everything they want there. There are different paths for different people, and what the UFO message has as its very unique gift is an ability to cut through the theology of various religions and deal with the heart of truth, whatever that may be, on a very personal basis, so that you can work yourself on your own path, whether it is Christianity or whatever it is that you really need for your own spiritual evolution.
Ron Kirk, our floor man that I mentioned while the break was on, or is there any chance the UFOs are looking for one particular person? Or a person that would fit into what they want to say, tell the world, hey, here's the message?
Well, there are different types of UFO contact because there are so many different types of UFOs, it seems, from so many different places. There seems to be just precisely the type you're talking about. They're looking for certain people. In the case of Charlie Hickson at Pascagoula in 1973, he was taken on board the ship, we believe, because he was selected. There was a definite reason. There's a long story behind why that happened. But he was one of these people. Now, in other cases, they're not looking for anybody. They just happen to land and come in contact with somebody. It's simply because, in one case, we've got a special mission UFO who's coming here for a specific thing, like Charlie Hickson. In another case, we've got just a random contact. So either answer is right.
Okay. Hope you got your pencil. Here's the address. If you make a sighting, Aerial Phenomena Research Organization, or APRO, 3910 East Kleinedale Road. 3910 East Kleinedale Road. That's K-L-E-I-N-D-A-L-E. Tucson, Arizona, zip code 85712. 85712. Now, they will also supply people with information if somebody just wanted to write and ask a question?
Certainly. Membership subscriptions are something like $10 a year. They would give you that information. They have a regular newsletter.
Okay. Line number 2, you're on Open Up.
Yes, I wanted to know what you think about the theory that aliens live in the Earth's core and get in there by openings at the North and South Pole, and the coincidence that Betty and Barney Miller had when they described the part of the universe where the aliens came from and the computer that mapped the location in space that was the same as she described it.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Who wants to answer that?
Yeah, I'm not going to comment on the hollow Earth theory because I have no data on it at all. I know nothing about it. I know of it. I've read the books. I haven't got any opinion at all. About the Betty and Barney Hill thing, they were taken on board a UFO in 1961, and they started the chain of physical examination type experiences on board UFOs. There have been lots and lots of those since then. Betty Hill was able to remember under hypnosis a star map that she saw in the UFO, and Mrs. Fish, just about 2-3 years ago, just a few years ago, was able, after making hundreds of models, able to develop a computerized model of the star map and found that it actually represented a system of stars very, very close to the horizon when viewed from this hemisphere. However, the direction of view was not from the Earth out, but from beyond the stars toward the Earth, and it fit perfectly. So this is one of the strange coincidences that make you stop and think possibly the hard data on UFOs is a valuable thing.
Sadly enough, Zeta Reticuli is not visible from the observatories in North America, and we don't have observatories in South America that can keep watch for radio signals from Zeta Reticuli.
Line number 3, you're on Open Up.
Hello there. I would like to ask Mr. Elkins about the power plant. You made reference earlier to the power plant in a ship, and I'd like to know what he can tell us about the power plants, the way that they are powered. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, if I knew how they were powered, I'd build one. All I can tell you is the geometry. The geometry was what is called the classical Venusian bellcraft. There are 3 spheres on the bottom of the ship. You only see a hemisphere from the outside or the inside. The sergeant saw the hemisphere from the inside. They're at 120-degree intervals, and then they have rods running from the spheres to a central control box in the center of the ship. Sergeant Moody's observation was the inside observation one would expect from the outside geometry of the classical bellcraft.
Okay, line 4, you're on Open Up.
Yes, we're from Pocatello, Idaho. We live here, and one question that we did want to ask, about 2 years ago, we had a lot of controversy here on cattle mutilations. There was never any evidence of malpractice or anything, and the sexual organs of the animals have been taken out. No blood was found around the animals, and they had no explanation for it. And we was wondering if you could give us some kind of information, or if you knew anything on this to tell us, because we never did find out anything, what the answer was to it.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for your call, all the way from Pocatello.
That's one of the things we're still working on very actively. There are thousands of these mutilations all over the place. Talked for about an hour a few months ago to a deputy sheriff in Montana who had investigated several dozen of the mutilations. In many cases, the cattle have been found in fresh snow, no tracks leading to the cow or away from it, just a melted area of snow about 6 feet in diameter around the cow. Mutilation seems to be standard, that is, certain parts are removed, the same parts are removed each time. There have been numerous unidentified objects sighted in the air close to the mutilation sites. Now, this type of phenomena is not related to, and we're pretty certain of this, is not related to the other type of UFO contact. This is a separate phenomena, but it is a paranormal phenomena. That is, it's the type of phenomena that we were talking about, the materialization type of phenomena. There is a watery theory available, but it's cumbersome, long, and I can't get into it now. I really can't say too much more about this at this time because our data just isn't good enough.
There's a story that's been in the paper. It was in January, then again earlier this week, from Port Lavaca, Texas. They've had some strange, unidentified noises out there, like a sonic boom. Are you familiar with that? Nobody can explain it. The story said smoke detectors in homes were activated right before the noises started.
This is sort of I was personally involved with just about a month and a half ago. I've forgotten the exact date, but the booms started over the East Coast about 2 months ago.
Maybe New Jersey, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Just before they started, I happened to be sitting across the breakfast table from Andrei Puharich when he started getting communication on his wristwatch. If you've read the book, you know about his watch communications. He has a double watch and he gets a code. He has a book coming out this summer that tells all about the watch communications. It's called Time No Longer. But he started getting communication. He says, hey, I'm getting one. And I went over and looked at his watch, and sure enough, it had stopped on the 9 and everything was going along nicely. Well, the message was very short. It said, the decree of the 9, explosions boiling. We didn't know what it meant. A few days later, the explosions start going off. So we're still working on it. We haven't got any idea what the message means or what the explosions mean, but possibly he'll get another communication and we'll find out.
Okay, we're just about out of time. The book, once again, is Secrets of the UFO, and it's co-authored by Don Elkins and Carla Rueckert, who were kind enough to stay up to this early hour and answer all the nice calls we had and talk to us a little bit about UFOs. And once again, if we make a sighting or if make contact with one, be nice to them, right?
Right. They're nice people.
Okay. And we gave the address a couple times on the air for the people that want to pick up your book. It tells you all about the UFOs. It goes from, as we said earlier, different stories of sightings to the telepathic communications. Interesting book. And thanks again for being with us. And that's Open Up for this morning.